right, welcome back to IndieFaith. We're on episode 8, and you're here with Jules and Mary. So, firstly, before we start anything, I wanted to wish this beautiful woman a massive happy birthday for yesterday.
Thank you, cuz.
I won't ask how old you are.
I think everyone knows now.
Do they?
I think so.
I didn't see, actually, with most of your posts, I didn't see anyone put your age.
I know, I was like, thank you. Thank you. I think because I told my siblings, I was like, thank you, not post anything about my age.
And I did the video and I made sure to pick all your photos that you like. Do you remember last time you were like, I don't like it when people post up like, you know, where they look good.
Yeah, but why do people do that? You post a photo of their, like, for that person's birthday, but you look amazing and that person looks like trash and you're just like, well, why'd you do that? Who does that?
I think I'm guilty of that. But I thought you looked beautiful, but then it was also when you were young and you used to be like, oh, why'd you put So, yeah.
Thank you.
So let's get straight into it.
Let's do it.
So today's episode, we're focusing on parenting and discipline. So first question, how did you feel when you first found out you were going to be a parent?
If I tell you the first question and I'm like, So, well, Jules already knows because I gather everyone already knows that we're super close. So you already knew. I had moved out of my family home with my mum and my siblings, and then I moved in with my partner and his family. And part of the reason, like there were a lot of reasons why I did, but one of the reasons was because my mum's a single parent, and I was sort of like a parent figure. Yeah, I was like, oh, I might just move out and be on my own for a little bit and not be a parent. Yeah, and that lasted 3 months.
As it does.
Lasted 3 months. And then I found out I was pregnant and I felt really bad because my partner was super excited. Yeah. Super excited and just over the moon and proud and just like super eager. Like we'd been.
I was so super excited.
Super excited. Everyone was super excited. And I felt so guilty because I wasn't on their level of excitement. Yeah. And it's really hard because even now I still feel really guilty for feeling that way. But I think because it was like, I wanted to just do me for a little bit. Because I was so attached to being always like linked to someone else. Yeah. I just wanted to be a bit independent first and do my own little thing for a bit. So I was feeling all sorts of stuff. I'm not ready. I just quit my job. I don't have a car. I don't have a license. Heaps of debt though. So I was like, I'm not ready for this. Yeah. I don't want to do this. I'm not ready. Yeah. And it had nothing to do with my baby, but just, for me, like my own feelings were just, I was really panicked. Yeah.
I know a lot of mothers that feel that way as well. So yeah, it's understandable and normal. Yeah. And especially like at that age, I think you were in your
I was 22. Yeah.
Oh, early 20s. So it was like you had plans and everything. And
I booked holidays.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's okay. How did you feel?
I was all sort of, I couldn't believe it for a while because I have polycystic ovaries. Yeah. So when I was younger, I was told I couldn't have kids. And then I'd been with Rob for, I think 6 years at that point and never fell pregnant. And then, you know what, that year I was like, we went on a diet. We lost so much weight.
You did.
And then we were like, you know what, like we're going to enjoy our time. Yeah. Same thing. Yeah. We're going to enjoy our time, go traveling. I think that year he was going to propose as well. We were supposed to go to Hawaii, I think. And then, he was going to propose. So we were all like, excited to go travel for the first time because we had never traveled overseas before together. And then, and then I found out I was pregnant.
As you do.
Yeah. But then at the time, because I never thought I could, it was like, it didn't sink in for a while. So like, in the movies when like someone tells you something and it's just like, yeah, that's how it was when the doctor told me. Because he was like, I was telling him all these symptoms that I had. And then he was like, do you think you're pregnant? I was like, I thought you told me I can't have. I thought you told me I can't. And he goes, well, would you care if you were? And I was like, no, I'd love to. That'd be a miracle. And then, and then he said I was.
Oh. And
then everything he said after that, I was like, just went over my head. But yeah, I was excited. And actually, I'll tell you this. So Rob was at work at the time and I went to the doctors and he knew I was like sick and he knew I went to go see the doctor. And then I messaged him because I needed him to like come out because we weren't living together at the time.
Yeah.
So I was like, is it okay if after work you can come over to mine? And then straight away he was like, why? What happened? What did the doctor say? And I was like, no, I'd rather tell you face to face.
Yeah. My gosh, this one.
I was going to prank you.
Oh my God.
I was going to tell him I had cancer.
What?
I don't know why, but I just figured because I didn't know how he was going to react that I was pregnant. So I thought if I hit him with like that.
The bad news.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And then when I tell him, oh, no, I'm only kidding. I'm actually pregnant.
You're just like, ha.
Yeah. But then I saw his face like as soon as he came home, he was already like, he had been thinking about it all day. So he was like, doesn't like he was freaking out what the news was going to be. So I was like, oh, yeah, I'll probably give him a heart attack.
Just collapse.
But yeah, then I told him and he was, I didn't get much reaction, to be honest.
Really?
It was just shock.
Yeah.
And then I think the reaction was forced because I was like waiting for like see if he's going to be pissed off or he's going to be happy or what. But yeah. We were both happy.
Yeah. I think you because you had time to process it, but he didn't.
Yeah.
Because you were at the doctor's. So that's probably why he was just sitting there like, what?
What could it be?
Yeah.
Yeah. But, and then like before we had already discussed, because I told him straight up, I said, I'm most likely not going to be able to have kids like early in our relationship. So like, it was more like, if you want kids, like,
like I'm just letting
I'm not the one.
Oh.
And then, but he was, he said he stuck through it. So when we did find out and it was like a miracle baby, it was just Steve, like, I think we were just both like on cloud 9.
Yeah. That was a beautiful moment.
Yeah. I was so excited when I got your message, but then I was like, why do you not sound excited?
I know. I even now I feel really bad. And, even when I talk about it, sometimes I cry. I'm not going to cry, I hope. But yeah, sometimes when I talk about it to other people, I feel bad because a lot of people were super excited. Like you were excited. Jordan's family were like, they were so excited. Like my family were excited. Some weren't excited. I'm not going to lie. But I think even that didn't sink in for me. Like people's reactions didn't even sink in because I was still going through my head like, oh my God, what am I going to do? But now I'm like extra, like I'm that extra parent, which is really weird.
It's actually like don't feel guilty because that's completely normal.
Yeah,
like, to panic when you find out you are, especially when you had like plans and you wanted to be independent, and it's like some unexpected thing.
Yeah, so. But looking back, I know it was meant to be.
Yeah,
like I was meant to have her.
This one is a clingy mother.
I'm so bad. I feel so in my in-laws, if like they are amazing in-laws.
Yeah.
Where they always want her.
Yeah.
Well, not always, but like they love having her.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie, I don't like sharing.
I know. I'm like, man, what do you come? I wish someone would come and take Brody.
Yeah. I'm just like, oh man, they want my kid again. And I know it's good for her and it's good for their relationship and their bond. But in my head, like silly things go through my head.
Yeah.
Like I want to be her number one and just, I don't know. Just, I think it's just insecurities, like my own insecurities and the guilt from feeling the way I felt when I found out I was pregnant to, that also plays in my head. Like I need to overcompensate, I suppose. I just keep trying to like.
True. You're very, very overprotective.
Yeah.
Which is a good thing. Like you're a mother.
Yeah.
Like, that's expected.
But you're the same.
Yeah. Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
But when, grandparents ask for, oh, please, please. How many days?
You've got his suitcases and stuff. He's like, bye.
Actually, he slept over his grandparents this weekend, and I was like, I missed him.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, and then I messaged him. Oh, I was messaging my siblings. I was like, "How's Brody?" And then they sent me videos, and he's just like, "I love you, Mom." Miss me back.
Love me.
I know. And after that, I was like, "Oh, whatever then.
Yeah,
I'll see you on Sunday."
No, but he's like you. That's why.
Yeah.
Like he's a lot like my cousin here.
Oh no, with the attitude. Yeah. So looking at because baby's now
she'll be 4 this year.
She'll be 4
in a couple months.
And
Oof.
Brody will be 6 in December. Like, how do you feel your parenting style is compared to your parents' parenting style?
I think I try and balance both, I suppose, because Jordan's from, like, obviously he's not Samoan.
Yeah.
So his parenting style is a lot different to mine.
Yeah.
I'm really, I think I've taken on the stern disciplinarian side of being a Samoan girl.
Yeah.
The way our parents raised us.
Yeah.
And sometimes I don't mean to, because I'm very hard. I'm actually really hard on my kid. I know I'm really hard on her.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah. I don't know what it is. I think in my head, I want a lot for her.
Yeah.
And I want her to understand the reasons for why I'm the way I am.
Yeah.
And looking back, like our parents, I'm just like, like, but I think we're not as hard because I feel like our parents were pretty hard on us.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to be hard on her, but also not as hard. So trying to find that balance is really difficult sometimes because Jordan's not used to that.
Yeah.
Sometimes he doesn't agree with the way I handle Brooklyn sometimes. And yeah, so sometimes we disagree as all parents would, but it's just, I try and take on what our parents have taught us, but I also ease up as well because, I don't know.
Yeah. It's like you follow what, how you grew up.
Yeah.
And like, to be honest, at first I was like, well, I grew up fine. So like the way my parents raised me should be like the way I raised my kids.
Yeah.
But then like Rob sometimes will mention things about me that he doesn't want for Brody. And then, so that would make me sort of question, oh, okay, well, maybe that style wouldn't be, right for this generation.
Yeah.
Especially now with like tech and everything. So, the internet, Brody's always on his games now. And like, to be like, when Brody was younger, there was a lot of, before, I used to hit him, like I fussy. I still do actually, because I feel like you do need that sort of discipline to sort of, bring them back to earth.
Yeah. Especially with the way kids are sometimes. Like I've seen kids at the shop who just like have hit their parents.
Yeah.
And I remember when I was a kid, if I ever did that, I would die.
Yeah.
So when I see them, I'm like, what? What is that? So I think there has to be that level of, we don't beat our kids till they're like black and blue.
No.
We do not support that or like advocate for that.
Yeah.
But I do believe in a little like
smack here and there. Yeah. Yeah, I'm the same. But like I used to be harder before until Rob sort of said, that's a bit too much.
Yeah.
You need to like, try and think. And I've tried everything. I've even like Googled like, how to discipline your kids.
Yeah.
I've done all that. Like the timeout. Timeout actually works for a little bit until they start getting ballsy and walk out the room.
I'm lucky. She still stays in the room, so I'm lucky. Good. Maybe she'll get to that phase and I'm just like, I need to come up with something else. Yeah,
we had this thing where like, because he's into superheroes, right?
Yeah.
So for him, he knows that jail is bad. So we used to...
I remember.
Yeah. We used to create a corner that's like a jail. And every time like, he gets naughty, jail. And then he like starts screaming, but then he'll stay there. But then after a while, he just walks out.
Yeah.
I'm like, get back in there.
Yeah.
No. And then what else did we try? The corner.
Yeah.
Because that's what they were doing at daycare where they put kids in the corner. So we're like, oh, maybe keep it consistent and we'll do that. That didn't work.
Mm.
And it's funny because mom and dad always believed in, like fussy, like smack, but not, don't beat them, but just smack them so that, they sort of snap out of it. Or that they know, to follow what you say. And and then I had Fussy, this kid, and they're the first people.
Oh my gosh.
Don't do that. You don't have to fussy them all the time.
I was so afraid. Yeah. You're just like, what? That is nothing compared.
I was like, I just went like this. You used to be like that.
That's the same as my mum. Like when I go over with Brooklyn and she's being naughty and I'm hard on her and I have to fussy her. She doesn't like it. She'll tell me off. And she's like, don't fussy her or like, don't do that. She's all right. And I'm just like, what?
Do you know, did your mom and dad have a different style, like from what you can remember, like when you were younger? Did they have a different style to each other?
I think because mum was always the comforter. We were scared of our dad, man.
Yeah.
I was scared of my dad. If I found out she was going to tell him, like he'd go to work and then if I was naughty and she'd be like, I'm going to tell your dad when he gets home, I would be like,
oh, yeah. Yeah.
Don't tell dad. So I wasn't terrified of him where like I didn't love him, but it was enough fear for me to know not to mess with him.
Yeah.
Whereas poor mum, she would try and discipline us, but I think because we always knew she was sort of the softer parent, she was the one who comforts us and hugs us, and we knew we just took advantage of that.
Yeah.
So they were different in that sense.
Yeah.
But it was like our dad would just tell us once and we stop.
Yeah.
Whereas our poor mum, she'll tell us like 1,000,000 times and and that's what sucks now because Brooklyn's the same. I will tell her like 1,000,000 times and I get frustrated. Then Jordan will just tell her once and she'll cry.
Wow.
Or she'll come to me and she's sad that her dad's growled her.
Yeah.
Which is exactly what my mum used to do. Like if I got growled by my dad, I'd go to my mum because I was upset and stuff. So now she does that. Parenting is hard, man.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's just hard. So
yeah. And it's we just have one. Our parents had
oh my gosh
6 or
I don't know how
8.
Sometimes I ask my mum, I'm like, well, and it's not like she only fights like with my niece sometimes or, with Brody. Like that's like with other kids. But like to live in a house with 6 kids who argue, like we used to argue all the time, man.
Yeah.
Like I'm just like, how?
Mom and dad were they were pretty different. We were terrified of dad.
Yeah.
And the funny thing was dad was the one that rarely hit us.
Yes.
For some strange reason. But we just knew that if we did get that hiding,
game over.
Yeah, that's
you've lost.
We're out for a week. But yeah, dad was always more he believed in talking.
Okay.
So sometimes he'll sit us down and he'll just like lecture after lecture after lecture. Yeah. And then he always believed that he goes, you guys, because we used to roll our eyes. And then he'd be like, yeah, you're rolling your eyes, but when I'm gone, which is his classic lines, when I'm gone, you will remember what I say. Yeah. And he believes that he'd rather feed us with words than with his hands. Yeah. And it's true because now that I'm a parent, I'm like, oh, like, Brody does the same thing. The first thing I hear is like my dad's voice. Yeah. It worked, Dad. But mom was the one that always hit us. Yeah. Always. And I think because it was a constant thing, we got used to it. So it was easier to sort of, I don't know, give attitude back to my mom. Yeah. Than my dad. Yeah. Because mom, we just knew what to expect. Yeah. Whereas dad, we didn't know. That's true. That's actually true because we did the same with our mom. Yeah. Like we're just like, oh yeah, she'll hit us. And then we get over it. But I find that like, because I've taken on a little bit of what mom and dad did with me. Like Brody, I can tolerate a lot of things, but then when he goes too far, that's when I hit him. Yeah. And now he's more afraid of me than he is of Rob.
Yeah.
So he'll go to Rob all the time, but he's scared. But then he's close with me.
Yeah, that's so actually true.
Weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah. I've tried to step away from hitting because in the Western world that's
especially these days.
Yeah. It's really frowned upon.
And they kids actually call up people to tell them that their parents are hitting them now.
Yeah. Yeah. And so I've tried for a while not to do it because I didn't want Brody to sort of, go to school and say, oh, my parents are hitting me. So then I stopped for a while and then I started using all the other stuff. I Googled what balangis do.
Yeah.
It doesn't work. So I went back. Because it's the only thing that actually works.
Yeah, because I message her, I message you when I'm out of ideas, when I've had a hard day. Because sometimes parents have hard days. I don't know if people know this. I know you parents understand, but the ones who aren't parents have a lot to say.
Yeah.
And that's what pisses me off sometimes because I'm like, but you're not a parent.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be mean, but you're not. So how can you know?
Yeah.
I was like, you don't know. So just relax. I was like, you're important, relax. So then I usually message you and I'm venting to you and I'm like, I need to figure out a way.
Yeah.
But I agree too because I've tried not hitting, but she knows me so well. I think our kids just know us so well. So she knows when I don't hit her, she's got free reign.
Yeah.
And then she runs wild. And she doesn't do it with other people because people have tried to give me advice and, but she doesn't do it with them. But for some reason with me, I think because we're just so close and we see each other all the time, she's like, meh.
Yeah.
I'll get a smack, but, she still loves me. Yeah. She loves me the most, so meh.
That's interesting that you mentioned, people that aren't parents.
Yeah.
How did you sort of look at parenting before you became a parent to now?
I thought I was going to be super mom. I'm going to be a cool mom. Nah, I thought I was going to do this. I was like, no TV, no iPad. Bedtime is at this time.
Yeah.
I had veggies always, no junk food. The only good thing is that she still hasn't tried fizzies. She drinks juice.
I know.
But fizzies, I'm like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But there was such a huge list that I had of all the stuff I was going to do as a parent. I might as well have just thrown it away because
yeah, I'm exact same. I did a complete 360.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I have younger siblings. So I pretty much helped mom raise them as well. So the way I was with them, I was a lot more strict.
Yeah.
And I would, I even hit them too.
Yeah.
When they, play up and everything. But then come my own kid, completely different.
Yeah.
They're all looking at because they knew how I was.
Yeah.
Before Brody. And then to see how I am now with Brody.
Yeah.
I thought you said you don't like kids being spoiled. You can't help it.
And our parents used to always say that, wait until you have your own kids. Because I used to get in so much trouble when I'd smack my siblings.
Yeah.
So yeah, Mum would always say, wait until you have your own kids and then you can touch your own kids, but don't touch my kids. And now that I have Brooklyn, I'm like, oh.
Mom.
She was right.
Mom used to get pissed off whenever, because when kids, they just wake up from their nap and they're sooky and clingy. I used to hit my siblings. Stop being a sook. Yeah. And then mom said the same thing. Wait till you have your own.
Yeah.
Wait till you have your own. And then, the same thing happened. I'm like,
they're just tired.
You just woke up. What are you talking about?
Did you ever had sleep?
I know. It's so hard. Everything that I said Brody wasn't going to do, he's doing them all. No lollies, no Xbox. No, he's got his own friggin' PlayStation. This kid had the nerve to ask. So you going to get me a PS5?
Oh, my God. Our kids, they're so entitled.
I know.
And it's our fault.
Yeah. But the difference, is because we rarely hit him and, there's only probably a few times when we would, and then he knows he's crossed, the line.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. I find our kids are a lot more confident than we were.
That's so true, though.
Remember how shy we were Oh, I don't know about you. You're never shy.
I was shy-ish. I would have to talk for you guys, but I was still a bit shy.
For all of us.
Yeah.
But yeah, we were like, I think that's another thing I look at now with Brody is that, you know, like what Rob says, like, look at your self-esteem. You have no self-esteem. You have no self-confidence. And then, yeah, so I'm like, oh, shit. Yeah, true. Oh, maybe that's from when I wasn't allowed to go anywhere.
Yeah.
I wasn't allowed to say anything or, yeah. And then I look at, you know, how I can never have that relationship with mom and dad. Oh, not so much mom sort of now, but dad, like, you know, where I'm not comfortable to open up and talk about, you know, sort of feelings.
Okay.
And I don't want that for Brody.
Yeah.
Like, I want him to reach out to me if ever he's feeling down or, you know, especially if he's bullied, especially when he's bullied.
Yeah.
I want to know.
Yeah.
And I don't think that if I completely followed how mom and dad raised me, I don't think Brody will ever sort of be comfortable to open up to me.
That's true. I think that's the same. There's certain things we don't want to discuss with our parents, but I really hope my kid can come to me about that because it actually takes a toll on us as kids because we know what it's like as kids who can't go to their parents about things. Yeah. Because, I don't know, we're just too scared or like, I don't want Brooklyn to be too scared to tell me anything. I want her to tell me. Yeah.
And I don't know if I'll get in trouble with this, but some, you know, a lot of what I noticed with, you know, Samoan parenting, including my own, is that it's the pride. The children should reflect, you know, it's like they don't want other people to sort of judge how their parenting is. Yeah. So it's like, for example, if I was to go to, like, if I went with mom to someone's house, I'm not, and mom used to tell us beforehand, don't ask for anything. Yeah. If they offer you a drink or food, don't accept it. Yeah. You know, make sure you're well behaved. Like whenever we went, we're just like this the whole time. Do you want some what? No. My throat stripe, it's okay. And it's like, because it's sort of, you know, they get that pride from, you know, those people saying, oh, you know, your kids are so well behaved. Yeah. Like, how do you do it? Yeah. But really, it's fear. We're scared. Yeah.
Because we were pretty scared as kids. We were though. Yeah. You guys, like, because you're shy as, like, my cousins are, like, I love them. And, but they're so shy. And I used to get so funny sometimes, like, frustrated because I'd have to talk for you guys. Yeah. And my own siblings, like, my brother is also the same. And I used to be like, just talk. Help me.
I know. We were like, no. We look at mom. Oh, I'm sorry.
But actually, looking back, I was pretty naughty anyway. Where I'd like, I was always like talking and loud and just running around and just being egg.
You were, I would say, the rare breed in our family. You were the only one that could actually talk. None of us, even like most of your siblings, none like would ever sort of socialize. Yeah. You were the only one. So we'd all, like, you'd have your siblings and us behind you. Yeah. Like, yeah, you do all the talking. We'll just whisper amongst ourselves.
Especially when people would talk to me. I'm like talking away, and then they go away, and then you guys start talking.
And we're just staring at it. Who's that? And then every time, do you know who that is? No. Oh, okay.
Friend of yours? Oh no, it's some guy. Oh, that lady.
I just met them too. Like, oh yeah, weirdo. But yeah, I think that's another thing that sort of I try not to implement. My parenting style is just worrying about what other people think. Like if Brody, you know, Brody is the way he is. If he's naughty out in public, I'll tell him off. Yeah. But other than that, I just let him be a kid. Yeah. Like I've even seen, like, you know, some parents sort of, if kids get too loud or they're just playing. Yeah. And they're like, you know, first thing I hear is, stop.
Yeah.
Don't get too excited or something like that. Like, they're kids though.
See, I'm not gonna lie. I do that. I actually do that, and it's really bad because like my siblings have told me, my mom's told me. Sometimes you even tell me when they're not like my daughter will just be doing something like being loud, and I'll be like, keep it down.
Yeah.
And then mom's like, let her be a kid, man. And I'm like, oh, yeah, be loud.
Be very loud.
You're sleeping over.
But it's funny. Just seeing our parents becoming the grandparents and how different they are.
Different. Sometimes I'm like, it's not fair, man.
Yeah.
It's like, it's different. And I'm like, yeah, they're still breathing.
Mom says that there's a different love that you have. She goes, I love yous. Don't get me wrong. I love my kids, but there's a different love with the grandkids. But I think it's mainly because, when it gets too much, they give it back.
Different kind of love.
We can push it back.
Take them back. You're probably right there. They couldn't get rid of us.
Yeah.
So you're different. But I can tell the difference.
Yeah.
Especially your parents. Your parents are way different with the grandkids than they were with you guys.
With Brody and I know he talks back to them.
I've seen that, and I'm always like scared. I'm scared, and I'm the adult. I'm sitting there like.
But mom's good. Like mom actually still disciplines you.
Yeah.
Dad just
he's the hugest softie.
Yeah. With when it comes to his grandkids.
Yeah.
But mom, she won't hit him, but she'll tell him off.
Yeah.
You're like, Brody, no, don't do that. And like I don't mind that. But sometimes I do get a bit. Do you sort of get upset if someone else hits your kid?
It depends on who. For me, it depends on who. So who she's close with. If she's gotten a smack from them, I look at it like she must have done something to get a smack. But again, it depends on who. And sometimes I'll be like, oh yeah, that's all right. But other times I'll be like, don't touch my kid. So again, for me, it depends on who smacks her and the reasons behind it. Then I'm like, yeah, I don't mind. I'm not saying everyone beat my kid. I'm just saying like, yeah, there have been instances where she's been very like disobedient.
Yeah,
and it's warranted a smack. And I'm just like, oh, okay. But other times where again, it's someone who I don't look at it like they should even touch her. Yeah, and I'm like, don't touch my kid.
Yeah,
but yeah, because I don't think. A lot of them actually don't smack her. If anything, it's me. It's really rare for other people to smack her.
Yeah.
My siblings have never touched her, even though when I tell them, like, if she's being naughty, like, they can smack her. But they're like, nah. They'll never touch her. And I think that's what she loves as well. Like, yeah. But a lot of, like, my in-laws and my siblings, none of them really touch her. It's mainly me.
Oh.
What about you?
I actually thought that I would be okay with like, like the closest people to me to smack him, especially if they're babysitting him and that. Yeah. But then I think there was one time mom actually did smack him and I got cut. Oh. Yeah. I didn't expect it because I was like, Mom, you hit. Like I gave mom permission. I was like, if he's naughty, smack him. But then when she did it, I was like, I don't know. It doesn't feel right. Yeah.
I didn't like it. I changed my mind.
Yeah. I don't know. It was different. It was a different feeling. Because I think when we used to go to church, there were a lot of times when I see other parents hitting other kids like that are not even related. Yeah. Sometimes, the priest would, smack other kids as well. And it was a normal thing. Like
it is actually a normal way.
Yeah. And I don't know, it took me back to those sort of days. And I remember when I was a kid, I was like, I don't even know you and you're hitting me.
Yeah.
Like,
who are you?
Yeah. And like, it was, and then, cause we had our grandparents there and, I'd look at them like, gonna let this happen? Or?
Yeah.
And they're like, it's like normal to them.
It is.
Like I was cut that, my grandparents didn't stick up for me. Or don't, that's not your kid. You don't have a right to hit them. And then to see that they didn't do anything, I was like, I was
it's a thing?
Yeah, I was confused. And then I felt betrayed.
Yeah.
And then, all those feelings just like, it wasn't even about the smack. It was just more the principle of it.
Yeah.
That I was really cut about. And that's what happened when someone else hits, when like say mum hit bro, even though grandma, it's fine. But like it just brought me back to that. And I was like, I don't want him to feel like, how I felt when I got smacked by someone I don't know. But even though it's grandma, like it was okay. Like but if he was to get smacked by someone, he doesn't know or is not close to him, I'd lose my shit.
Yeah. No, that's fair. I think it's just hard trying to find the balance. Because I'm trying to be hard, but also like firm, but fair. Yeah.
Even when we were growing up, like mom was okay for like, her siblings to smack us as well.
Yeah.
And I don't know how I sort of feel like letting my siblings hit my kid. I don't know.
That actually makes sense because even though I tell my siblings like if she's naughty, like I give them permission to like, but I'm the same because my niece, my sister's daughter, I won't touch her.
Yeah.
I'll never touch her. Oh, your kids. I'll never touch any of your guys. Yeah. But it's just that fear of, I don't know what it is. Like, I feel really guilty. Like, I'm pretty sure I've told you when I smacked Jordan's younger brother. And that's still a huge regret for me.
Yeah, you cried.
Even now, it's. I hate talking about it because I still feel really guilty about it. Yeah. Because who am I to touch him? Like even though I love him and he's like a little brother to me, I have no right to touch him. Like none. Like so I can see now like my siblings, they look at it like they have no right to touch Brooklyn. And it makes sense now because of Grace. I've never touched her. So
yeah,
maybe we just don't touch other people's kids. Don't smack anyone else's kids.
I don't know. I don't know what the rule is about that or what the norm is. Because like I know my siblings won't ever smack my kid, but I also know that like I don't know how I would feel if they did.
Yeah.
Because it's never happened.
Yeah.
But like, with mom, I'm not sure, like, I wasn't even that upset that it was mom that hit him.
Yeah.
It just took me to that place.
Yeah.
Like back then when I got hit by, someone that I didn't know.
Yeah.
So it probably wasn't even about that. Because even now, like when she tells him off or screams at him, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Because I know he sometimes can be a handful.
Our kids can be handfuls.
And especially when he turns around and he tells mom and dad to shut up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, Mom, it's okay.
Yeah.
Or like, but if I'm there, I will do it.
Yeah.
So that no one else will have to do it.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's no right answer when it comes to discipline.
Parenting, yeah. And discipline. I don't like, show me a parent who's able to discipline their kid and it's perfect.
Yeah.
And their kid's perfect.
Have you ever hit Brooklyn and then cried?
Yeah. But because I think I'm already an emotional person, so I cried everything.
True. Nah, I do too.
Yeah.
Like, there are times when I'd hit him and then, I don't know.
Is it guilt or is it just frustration? Mine's a mixture of a lot of things.
Yeah, true. I think, I don't know. I think it's like a lot of built up anger and then you sort of realize, was it necessary?
Yeah.
I don't know. Which is why I went off it for a while. But then after that, it was just like he just went on another level kind of naughty. And then it was like I needed to sort of bring it back. But
at the moment, Brooklyn, the thing I do with her is just take her iPad.
Oh, true.
Yeah, that's that. I don't know if it works with everyone. For me, it's been working.
Yeah.
Because she's like so upset. She gets so upset. And I'm like, nah. I was like, I'll take it for days. So there was a time she was really like she was even like being disobedient with her grandparents. So that when I took her home, I was telling her, I was like, you're not supposed to do that.
Yeah.
You know how much your grandparents love you.
Yeah.
And just because they spoil you, because admittedly they do spoil her, doesn't mean you can act that way. But yeah, she was just mouthing off at me and I was like, who the heck?
No way.
And I'm just like, who do you think you're talking to? So then we just got home and I actually gave her the option. I said, you either get the smack or you go to timeout.
Oh, wow.
And she cried and she goes, I don't want the smack. And I'm like, well, have some timeout to calm down. But she still wouldn't calm down. It took her a while because I try and just keep taking her until she's calmed down. And then once she has, I talk to her and then we talk about it and I say, what's going on with you? Even though she's 3, she's still buckle. Like she's still smart. She knows.
Yeah.
So she talks to me and she'll open up to me. She'll be like, I'm very sad. And I'll be like, why are you sad? And she'll be like, oh, because mummy's angry and mummy's upset with me or mummy smacked me or whatever. So we talk about it and then I have to tell her like, you know, that you don't behave this way.
Yeah.
You know, you're a good girl. Because then she starts doing this thing where she's like, I'm a bad girl. And I'm like, you're not a bad girl. You're just misbehaving.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, you're still a good girl. You just need to do this and that. And then I'll explain to her, I'm taking your iPad.
Yeah.
And then she'll be like, no. I'll be like, I'm taking it away from you for like, I think I took it for like 3 days.
Yeah.
So it was the Friday and then I gave it back to her on like the Monday. And then, but she was burning.
I know, like, something about tech that's very addictive for these kids. Because Brody, when I took it away from him, I think he went 2 days crying for that.
Oh.
Yeah, 2 days, not straight. But and tantrums.
Oh, okay.
Massive tantrums. And then we realized it was like some sort of withdrawal he was going through. You know, when you quit smoking and then you go through withdrawals. It's like that.
Yeah.
And then after the 2 days, because we didn't give in, and then he started calming down and then he started finding other things.
Yeah.
And it was like really weird.
Yeah.
But then like things like that. But then you look at the times that we're in, you can't not give them the iPad because that's what everyone, like school is on iPads, on computers. Like you need all of that.
Yeah.
So it's like, I can't not keep it away from him.
Yeah.
And at the same time, I don't want to give it to him.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I think everything just in moderation.
I know.
Trying. So we're just trying.
I try, I've spoken to some parents who say that, you know, they only let their kids have it for like, you know, probably 1 hour, 2 hours. Yeah. And like, that's amazing.
I think so too.
You could do that, but it's so hard.
Yeah.
It's so hard.
It really is. Like I don't judge other, like, especially because Jordan, my partner is the type of person where focus on yourself before you worry about other people's parenting styles and stuff.
Yeah.
Because I'm not gonna lie, sometimes when I'd see something that I didn't agree with another parent, I would feel a type of way about it. And then but he's really good at bringing me down to earth and he's like, oh, how about you just mind your own business?
Oh yeah.
And I'm just like, and then he'll say like, are you a perfect parent? No. So you just focus on yourself. And he's really good at snapping me out of that. But sometimes I'm just like, can't I just vent? And he's like, just mind your own business. And he's right because I don't like other parents trying to compete with other parents.
Yeah.
And he was saying that. He was like, you know, you don't like that. So who are you to talk about another person's way of parenting? And I'm like, okay.
It's true. Like, I think that's also a normal thing that parents go through as well, is like, you know, they compete. Yeah. And I think that's where the whole, you know, the pride thing came with Samoans. Yeah. Especially because Samoans, I'm not sure about all islanders, but I know mostly Samoans, they have so much pride in what other people think about them and how they are judged by other people. Yeah. Like a lot of times, you know, you hear things like, oh, you know, don't do this because, you know, what if they sort of, you know, look at you and be like, you know, that kid over there? Yeah. And the people start talking. I was like,
isn't that so-and-so's daughter? Or,
yeah.
You know?
Yeah. But it's like, Dad, like, does it matter? Yeah. And he goes, it does matter. Like, yeah. And I still to this day don't understand why it matters, but like Dad, you know, would always say, you know, people talk and you got to be careful of that. I'm like, you did talk anyway. Yeah. Even if you do the right thing, they'll talk anyway.
Yeah. I'm really starting to just realize that now, like not to care about other people's opinions. Yeah. Before it used to like cut me really bad. Especially when people try and give advice and stuff, I'd get really, I'd feel a certain way about it. But now I'm really starting to learn, like, the only person's opinion that matters when it comes to parenting my kid is Jordan's and mine.
Yeah, same. Yeah, it took me a while as well. And I think, like, when you actually open up to what your partner sort of their opinions as well in regards to parenting, then you sort of like learn a few things. Like, I just thought I was going to do it one way until, like, you know, the other one's like, no, I disagree.
And then you're like, crap, you didn't make this kid by yourself. You have to console each other.
I brought him into the world. Like, what did you do?
I use that, and the Jordan's like, yeah, good one. Haven't heard that before.
But yeah, parenting is hard. But discipline is, like, I don't think anybody can get that right.
Yeah, I think that's one of the hardest things when it comes to parenting is the discipline side of it, because you're just like, you just want to raise them to be a good person. Yeah. One that, respects themselves, respects others. So you try and implement all these tools to make sure that they're raised that way, and, you guide them on the right track. But just keep trying, guys.
How do you think, we're our upbringing, our generation of islanders, how do you think our upbringing is compared to those in the island?
Oh my gosh. The only reason why I'm saying what I'm about to say is because my two younger brothers had lived there for a year.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So my two youngest brothers, there's 6 of us, 4 of us stayed here in Australia, and they moved to South for a year, where they only had my dad and his side. So I have no idea. I'd love to, like, talk to them more about it.
Yeah.
They would tell me that they would get smacks and stuff, even from people who weren't dad. And it bothered me because I don't know who they were.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's one of the reasons why it bothered me. I didn't know who these certain people were. They're my younger brothers. I'm very protective of my siblings.
Yeah.
So I didn't like that.
Yeah.
Mum had to raise us here. So she was a lot softer and lenient. And I feel guilty for my 2 brothers because I don't know what they went through over there, but we have all this technology, all this, like, so we go to places, but they're like working super hard, like on like the plantation and doing hours every day, and they're being raised as Samoan men. Yeah. So I think that's a little bit different because they don't obviously have the technology that we have. They don't have things that we have here. I think that's way different.
Yeah.
But they came back different in the sense of they did a lot of chores. Yeah. They spoke very respectfully towards everyone.
Yeah.
And those were good things. But I'm not sure about the other side where they were getting disciplined by other people that I didn't know.
Yeah.
That, for me, stuck with me because I don't like that.
Yeah. And admittedly, like, we're the ones that are looked at as the ones that are raised in Western countries. We're looked at as the spoilt ones.
Yeah.
Which is probably where the whole plastic,
stereotype.
Came from. Because we're just, we've got all of the technology, we've got all these resources and all that, and yet, like, we're so spoiled.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
I didn't feel like we were spoiled. I just feel like it's 2 completely different, like, situations and environments.
Yeah. Yeah. But I don't know. I don't know how it is. I can't say how it is in the islands. There's definitely, like, a lot more sort of respect for elders and a lot more sort of
it's just so cultured.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, and I get like, I don't know. I don't understand the mentality of, a village can raise your kid. Like, because they're in villages, it's almost like they're all close-knit anyway. So it's like, it's, whatever, whoever's kids, it takes a whole village to raise them. So, like, people feel like they have a say with other kids.
Yeah.
Whereas here, we're all sort of spread out, in the country. And then we all sort of come together.
Yeah.
Like church or something. And then to have someone else hit your kid who we we only see once a week.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah. I think it's just different because we were raised here.
Yeah.
So it's completely different. The two are just so different that we feel a certain way about that sort of thing happening.
Yeah. And how do you think, I'll talk about our mums because our mums, are siblings, so they have the same parents. How do you think their upbringing is compared to how they were then parents?
I feel like because they tell me all the time it was a lot harder for them the way they were brought up.
Yeah.
So I guess they eased up with us. As much as we thought at the time they were harder with us,
yeah,
they probably eased up compared to how they were brought up.
Yeah. And
then we start easing up. Hopefully it doesn't get to a point where it's just so easy and the kids are just running around wild.
Yeah.
But I feel like, so the harder the parent was, the more they sort of backed off a little bit when they had their own kids.
Yeah.
That's how I feel that they were raised because I love grandma, but she's a very hard woman.
Savage.
Yeah, super savage. I thought we were savage, but our grandma's pretty savage.
Still is.
She's killing it. Yeah, she's still killing it. So I reckon they probably had a lot of a more difficult upbringing than we did. So they started to, because mum's a lot different to grandma. I don't know how grandma raised her, but like the full extent of how grandma raised her. But when mum raised us, we were very, like for a certain point, mum was very like switched on.
Yeah.
Where she, and like I said, she's a lot more like of the like hugging, comforting type mum.
Yeah.
Whereas I don't think grandma was like that. I need to sneeze. Sorry. Okay, never mind. It was coming, but it didn't. But yeah, because grandma's different. I can already tell, like we already know grandma's a lot different. She's a strong, stern, doesn't tolerate, she's not much for like anything, in the more affectionate type of, grandma's not very affectionate in that sense.
Not at all.
Whereas I feel like my mum was.
Yeah.
Not saying grandma doesn't love us, but yeah, it's just very different.
Yeah. I agree. Like, it's not until I'm now an adult that I look back at how my mom was raised and how different it is.
Yeah.
And in a way, I grew up with probably like not the best relationship with mom. Until I got to a certain age where I was, I looked back and sort of appreciated the stuff that mom did for us, and also like I don't know what it is about when you're older and then you sort of, it's like you really look beyond your sort of circle.
Yeah.
That I started seeing things that, how my mom was raised, and like how corrupt that was.
Okay.
To be honest.
Yeah.
I did. There's a lot of things that how my mom was raised, that there's a lot of things I don't agree.
Yeah.
With. I don't know. Also, that there's a difference in the time as well, because a lot of them, I'm not saying all of them, I'm saying some of them, very church-oriented people. And it wasn't in, like, and this is probably why I'm also not the churchgoer these days, but I had, we had grandparents that would go to church all the time, but like, I don't see any Christian thing about it. Like, it was just more for people.
Okay. That makes sense.
I'll just be honest.
Yeah.
But yeah, the like, it's almost like, and that same thing about, how other people perceive, their family, or how other people, will judge. Like that was a big factor with them. And it was like, it sort of changed the way that they were at home with our mums.
Yeah.
It was like, mom had to sort of at a young age learn how to cook.
Yeah.
Or learn how to clean the house, or learn how to look after kids, because their priorities was a lot different at the time, where I was more focused on church and other people. And then, you know, money was given to the church.
Yeah.
And it's like, you can let your kids go to school with no shoes, no clothes, you know, ripped clothes or whatever, but then you give the bulk of your money to church.
Yeah.
It's like, I saw a lot of that with my, you know, mom and her upbringing. And then to see how she was with us, I was just very grateful. And it caused, I don't know, for me and mom, like, it just brought us closer.
Yeah.
And like, as much as there was a lot of things that mom did, you know, the way she raised us, there was a lot of things when I was younger I hated. But as I got older, it was almost like I saw beyond her way and sort of looked at, well, how was she brought up? Yeah. And then it was like, well, you know, compared to that, like I'm grateful. Yeah. I'm just grateful for, like, you know, how it was not even close to that. Yeah. A part of it also, I'm grateful for my dad as well, because dad changed a lot in my mum and in the way we were raised, but just there were certain things that mom did with us that she never had in her life. Okay. And yeah, I'm trying not to get emotional. But
the tissues are here.
No, it's all right. But yeah, there was a lot of things that mom did with us that, like, you know, I noticed mom, but yeah, that we sort of didn't notice before.
Oh, here you go.
No, all right.
Okay, I'm using it.
But yeah, grateful for, you know, our parents, and sort of like don't judge other people's parenting styles as well. But yeah.
Do you have a tissue?
Oh, it's okay.
I'll take over. I'm trying to think of something to say. I'm just like,
if I get tissues, then I'll be bawling.
Okay. No, you're right. I think that's like with both our mums. There are certain things that they didn't have. Like for me, the number one thing is that sort of affection. Yeah. Like my mum's a very affectionate person. Yeah. There's certain things that we don't agree on, and sometimes, admittedly, we do clash. Yeah. But when it comes to the way we were brought up and raised, we were very loved kids. Yeah. Like I used to get a lot of kids who used to say, like, I wish my mum was like your mum. Yeah. Like when I was younger, like mum was just really like such a switched on mum. Yeah. Yeah. It wasn't until we got older and things happened that, you know, certain things changed. But yeah, you're right. We shouldn't be judging other people's parenting style. Because we need to just focus on our own parenting style.
Yeah. and I was like probably the worst with my mum. I'll admit, and I've admitted to her as well. Like, you know, there was a lot of resentment and stuff that I felt towards mom growing up. But it wasn't until you know, things sort of, when I was older, things sort of, you know, came out that I didn't know before. Yeah. I just sort of like realized what she went through when she was younger. And then, and then I was like, that's when it sort of clicked that she did the best she could for us. Yeah. What she could have done for us. Even though there were a lot of things that, you know, other things she prioritized over us, but there was a lot that she gave us that she never had. Yeah. She gave us a lot more love than she ever had from her parents. Yeah. And that was when, it sort of clicked to me that she tried. She really tried. And now as a grandparent, like, she's completely different. Yeah. Like, completely different. Like, I have the best relationship with mom now than I ever did in my whole life. But yeah, I'm trying to get to that point now where I'm sort of like, I don't want to feel resentment until, you know, to like, say grandma. Yeah. So I'm trying to look beyond. Yeah. Oh yeah, I'll just go through the whole family tree to see why is this, like, you know, yeah, where did all this come from? But yeah. sometimes, we as kids, we sort of get so fa'ali'i and, so self-absorbed.
Yeah.
We just we're like, our parents, are so mean to us or whatever. But sometimes, it helps if you look back to see how they were raised.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was beautiful. That was beautiful.
I didn't even think that was going to come out.
I didn't think so. Well, we got the tissues out for me. I told her that I might cry in this one. And she started it. So now I'm just like... I was like, what?
I didn't even know where to go from that.
I think that the gist of our episode today is just with parenting, it's something that no one knows. No one knows what the right way of parenting is. No one knows what how to raise the perfect kid. Yeah. And I think we just all need to stop stressing so much. Like I admittedly stress so much about how I'm raising my own kid and just take a step back.
Yeah.
Because it's not good for your kid either. It's not good for your partner. It's not good. So just take a step back and just, be grateful for how you were raised, no matter how difficult it was at the time, when you're kids. Because you're kids, you just assume your parents don't care and, you're going through a lot as a teenager and everything. So the main point is just parenting is not easy. And if you're trying your best, that's all you can really ask for. And the only one who's going to see it is your kids.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, no matter what anyone else says, the only one who's going to appreciate it and be grateful for it and look back and just talk about how they were raised is our kids who were raised. So just keep trying your best. If you need to vent to us and cry about certain times where it's not easy, that's fine because I do it. I do it.
Yeah.
Kaz does it.
Same.
A lot of our friends do it. So, yeah.
That was perfectly summed up.
Thank you so much. I think it was a beautiful ending.
That was spot on. I have nothing further to say. That was perfect.
But we see you parents and you kids.
We're experiencing the struggle too.
Yeah.
And to, our parents were grateful.
Yeah.
And to our kids,
if you're watching this one day.
We really tried.
Please be grateful.
Nah, there's no perfect parent. There's no perfect parenting style.
Yeah.
There's no perfect discipline. We're all sort of trying to find our feet and trying to make the best of what we can do. And I think that's all we can
I think so too. As long as, they're loved and they know they can come to you and you're just trying your best, man.
All right. I think we'll end it at that.
I think so.
Yeah. All right. Take care, everybody.
Bye.
Love and blessings.